Hello. Today I'd like to speak about being the child of a narcissistic parent. Are you the child of a narcissistic parent? Only you can answer this question. So look within and be brutally honest with yourself, trusting your own experience and reality over that of anyone else around you. If this internal reality of yours changes over time as you experience life and the people around you, that is also normal and completely natural. If you did not pick up things before but can pick it up now, that is also absolutely normal too. Remember, in trying to figure out whether your parent has narcissistic traits, try not to judge yourself. You're not becoming a bad person by just calling out your parent as being narcissistic. It's just an observation of personality traits. Narcissistic parents cannot help themselves but show their true colors over time because that is just what their personality is. They may fake it for some time, sometimes even for long stretches of time, if they're getting their narcissistic supply. But they're not going to be able to change who they are to their core. Even if they wanted to, they can't. I have worked closely with narcissists over time, seen them go through years of therapy and self-discovery retreats and programs, only to come out with worse narcissistic traits than before, more manipulative than before, finding better, more socially acceptable ways of hiding their unsavory traits. So, to answer the question of whether one of your parent is a narcissist or not, it makes sense not to look at the parent necessarily, but first look at yourself. Ask yourself this. Some or all of these may be true for you. I have put together a list of self-reflection statements that will inevitably be present if you have a parent who has narcissistic traits. This is not a fully inclusive list, but you'll get the gist as I go through it. So here we go. Do you often feel anxious or depressed and not know why? Do you feel guilty or bad about yourself even though you have not done anything wrong? Do you feel fighting for your own life and authenticity is a constant battle? Are you always second guessing yourself, not able to trust your gut instinct? Do you feel like your friends and partners end up using you? Do you feel emotionally drained by most people that you closely relate to? Do you feel your partners or friends don't care much about you? Do you feel unloved and unappreciated by them? Do you engage in unhealthy relationships or engage in risky behavior, unable to assert yourself and therefore have difficulty asserting your boundaries? Do you feel invisible? Do you feel numb and that things are not real? Do you find yourself surrounded by friends who are selfish, who use you, and are manipulative? Do you or have you suffered from panic attacks? Does it feel impossible to take on adulthood, where you look at adulthood and you're thinking, I'm so overwhelmed by this? If the above resonates with you, you likely have a parent or who has a narcissistic personality, or at least narcissistic traits. Your reactions to having a parent with these traits is normal and one that would come about in any healthy person raised by a narcissistic parent. Remember, there is nothing wrong with you. These are trauma responses that I have listed, and you are or have suffered from narcissistic abuse at the hands of a parent. Having a narcissistic parent in your life doesn't make that parent evil or bad. It just means they have a narcissistic personality likely due to their own insecurities and maladaptive coping strategies, which they have developed in their own childhood as a result of their own upbringing. However, remember, because you can explain something, it doesn't justify the parent's ill behavior towards you. You should not feel guilty or disloyal or bad for recognizing that your parent is a narcissist. You have done nothing wrong for recognizing things as they are. At the same time, having anger, ill feelings, or even fear towards the narcissistic parent only takes away your precious energy that could be used for you in your own life for yourself. Having negative feelings towards a narcissistic parent, ironically, gives that parent further narcissistic supply. So the best thing to do is to educate yourself of this personality type, heal from this abuse that you have suffered, look within, and go your merry way in a sense. Spend time on overcoming your own fears and insecurities, making yourself robust and beautifully adaptive to life's interpersonal challenges. Therapy with a suitably qualified therapist can be helpful, as can reading up about overcoming trauma from having a narcissistic parent. Addressing your own fears, your fog, where you do things out of fear, obligations, and guilt, or your crap, which is the fears that might arise from criticism, rejection, abandonment, or punishment. You can protect yourself and have the relationship with that narcissistic parent that you wish, and not the one that they determine or the one that others say that you should have. This way, you live your own life by your own terms and not on the terms dictated by others, be it the narcissistic parent, their flying monkeys, or indeed even the other non-narcissistic parent. If you want to learn more about flying monkeys or narcissistic supply that I refer to, do look at the other relevant videos in our series. The bottom line is protect yourself. Build a shield around you. Respect your boundaries and ensure that others respect them too. No, there is no right or wrong in the kind of relationship you should or should not have with your narcissistic parent. You should do what is right for you, and this can change from time to time, which is also perfectly valid. You are the driver in your own life, and make sure you are in its steering wheel and not anybody else. If you want to know more about whether your parent is a narcissist or not, or how to deal with it, there are many books out there that you can refer to. If you want to know how to heal from narcissistic abuse that you have suffered as a result of being with a parent who has brought you up in this manner and that you've developed all these fears and trauma responses, then feel free to also go into our online healing program that goes through a step-by-step process in addressing some of these trauma responses. Essentially, look within to overcome your trauma rather than looking outward to get the situation be fixed by creating an environment around you where you are not yet addressing what's at the core of your own insecurities. I hope this explains a little bit about what it means to have a parent who has narcissistic traits, but also the realization that you're not stuck in this. There is a way out, and you can decide how that's going to be, what it's going to look like, and where you're going to go. So good luck with your healing journeys. And if you have any more questions, please reach out to us and we will endeavor to answer your questions. Thank you.